Well, very good afternoon. Goedemiddag. Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to have the staff and some students of the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University here with us this afternoon to celebrate 10 years of this great institution. We kicked off with the NMMU choir under direction of Junita van Dijk, and I think we can give them another round of applause. Then, as you are aware, we also had our Madibaz Day exhibition that was linked to our open day, and we have selected the top 5 stands there, and I also think it's appropriate that I announce the stands that were the top 5 this afternoon. I'm going to start at position number 5, and that is Postal Services. So let's hear it for Postal Services. Stand in the 4th place is Finance. In the 3rd place, we have ICT. In the 2nd place, the Faculty of Science. And then who do you think the winner would be? Marketing could not participate. We stood back. So, ladies and gentlemen, the winning stand for the 10 years Madibaz exhibition is the Center for Academic Engagement. Give them a round of applause. It's then my pleasure to hand over to our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Derek Swartz, to say a few words. Professor Swartz.
Hola. Hello. Good afternoon, colleagues, staff, students, from the academic administration, from the professional services, our alumni, all of you, a hearty welcome and many, many thanks for pitching up today. I think the sky is just cleared for us to have this occasion. Eh? Yeah, it was raining this morning, was looking a little bit miserable and cold, and I thought, oh my word, I hope this event is not going to be washed out. And so I'm really delighted that we could convene here as the beginning of marking our 10th anniversary, our birthday, so to speak. And on behalf of the University Council, I really want us to celebrate this year, marking 10 years since the formation, the establishment of Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, the only one that carries this iconic name of our former leader, State President Nelson Mandela. And no other university in the world has the privilege to have this name. And anywhere in the world that you are going to go to one day, you will be able to use this name and they will instantly recognize that you come from this incredible university. I want you to see this as an opportunity both to look back at the last 10 years and the amazing achievements since the formation of the university. And there have been many, and they've been marvelous and incredible. And I also want you to reflect on the next 10 years ahead, to look at the road ahead, at new possibilities on the basis of what we are doing today. And I can tell you from where I'm sitting, it's a great, great institution with great potential. Give yourselves a round of applause, guys. Big round of applause. We have done very well with the 10 years that we've been given. We haven't done everything that we needed to do. There's still lots of unfinished business. I'll spend a minute or two on that. There are things that we can do better, of course. And there are new things that we want to do, but we don't have the capabilities yet of doing. But certainly, if we look back at the last 10 years and we've seen the graphs going up in how this institution has performed, how it looks today, thinking back what it was when it was formed in 2005, I can tell you it's a huge difference. So it's really a good journey that we've traveled. When we started, the university was about 22,000 strong. Now it's over 27,500 students. We have 6 campuses now in 2 cities, and they're all expanding. Our staff complement grew from about 1,000 and odd to well over 1,600 staff, both professional and academic, and probably more than 2,000 support service staff working on contract with the university as well. The budget that we spend is now well over 1.7 billion rand that we invest in the local economy. Over the last 4.5 years, the university invested well over 1.7 billion rand in new infrastructure and the modification of existing infrastructure, including the sports stadium, the sports hall, new lecture complexes, laboratories in the faculties that many of you work in, new lecture hall complexes, 2 new libraries that we put up, one on the Missionville campus, one on 2nd Avenue campus, and of course also a one that we put up in George a few years ago. A brand new gym facility here, the same on the George campus, and of course a new biokinetics and human movement sciences building that we have. There's a new science complex coming up as we speak on the other side of the South campus. We're going to be putting up a new complex for engineering next to the one that's on the North campus, that beautiful, iconic, modernistic building. So the university is really investing a great deal in your future and of course in the future of the generations to come, the city, the region, our country, our continent, and of course the wider world. And we are living in very interesting times of rapid change in the world. And our university must both reflect those changes, but they must also promote and catalyze them in the world out there. And our chief currency to do that is knowledge, the production of ideas. And through ideas, we want to change the world into a better, a more sustainable place. And we want this country and this continent that we live on to become one that is more inclusive, more equal, more cosmopolitan, more diverse, that can embrace all the talents of all the people in the human family, regardless of your creed, your race, your ethnicity, your gender, your age, doesn't matter. We want you to have a place under the sun. And universities like NMMU are crucial places for nurturing the talent to lead the society to the future that we all have had in our dreams and yet has to be fulfilled. And to my students here, I want to say you've chosen a great university. It's part of this transformation journey. Itself is also undergoing transformations too. We reflect all the contradictions of a changing society, its goods as well as its bad, because you come from that same society with your ideas and all your values and your forms of knowledge and your traditions and so on. So the university itself is a microcosm of what is happening in our society. And I hope that my students, our students at this university, will make use of the 4 or 5 years when they're at this university to equip themselves with the knowledge and the skill to want to change the world. You're not going to be able to do that immediately. I know life is a long journey, but I hope one day you will look back at your years at NMMU and think, this was my formative moment in my life. I can tell you guys, when I was at university too, I remember my first undergraduate years as the most important, not so much the postgraduate years. My first 3 years had a decisive influence on the nature of the choices that I made long after that. And there was no real and direct connection between those choices that you make during your first 3 years at varsity and where you will eventually head up. But it gave you the skill, it gave you the knowledge, it gave you the courage to be able to navigate yourself in a complex world. Make the best of this opportunity and pass the baton on to the next generation wanting to come here as well. To our staff, it is through your work that we've created this institution in such a magnificent way that we've done up until now. This is a very well-run university. I don't have to worry about this university functioning because we have placed systems in place and they work by and large. And I'm really proud of my staff from technical services, academic administration, faculty officers, people working in ICT, communications and marketing like Peter was here earlier on, our executive management, the deans, the deputy vice-chancellors, people in finance, security staff, all contribute towards creating this as a really success story in Nelson Mandela Bay, and of course our campus also in George as well. People look at NMMU with pride. One of the few institutions in the region that we know that are not just stable, but also dynamic and prosperous. And we must not weaken that, we must build on that. We transform it, but we make sure that we build on the best that is there already. Because it's on these foundations that an alternative society will have to be constructed. And to my staff, all of you, academic, as well as also professional staff, I'm really proud of the work that you guys are doing. And thank you so much for having given all these years to have made the 10 years since the founding of this university such a roaring success. Can I ask you to give a round of applause to all our staff on campus? And I want you guys to work with us in building the road ahead for the next decade, because there are some huge things on the horizon that I want our students and our staff also to remember. We're going to be building a new medical school over the next few years. That will require a new campus. It will probably be next to one of the hospitals, either Doranginza or Livingston. We haven't yet decided, and over the next few months until the end of this year, we'll probably have to reach agreement with government how that is going to work, where it will be founded, and of course how it will be funded, crucially as well. That will be a multi-billion rand investment that the university would have to make over the next decade to build something that has not been there. And we are already busy with that process as we speak. Some pre-medical programs, courses are being introduced by our Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Vic Exner, and his colleagues as well. So you're going to see lots of very interesting programs emerging in the medical and health sciences as well. You can already see new structures and buildings going up. The second new area in which the university will be expanding relates to that of maritime and marine sciences. Out here in my back is covered by the blue ocean, 3,000-kilometer coastline of this country. We want to make sure that that economy, the GDP of that economy, is properly understood, and that we can benefit from that economy in a manner that is sustainable for the next generations as well. So if you talk about the terrestrial economy of the motor car industries, the textile industries on land, the farms and so on, or the mines, think about the ocean as our 10th province. There are 9 provinces in the country. Think of this as a 10th province, so to speak, the vast unexplored area of economic and social development. And so this university is now the only one on the African continent, and the only one in this country, I can tell you for sure, that is leading in this field. We're setting up a marine and maritime sciences campus next to our North Campus at the university here as well. And that is amazing and a big development, because we'll be training people in the marine and maritime economy to allow our students and our staff and of course our communities to benefit from what is happening in the oceans as well. So that is a major development already underway as we speak. You'll obviously read about that in our newsletters, our communiques, of course in the television and on radio as well. And more staff will come into the institution. So we will effectively, I hope in the next 5 years, have 2 more campuses added to our existing 6 campuses of NMMU. So can I ask you to give the university a great round of applause for these important developments? Thank you very much. And then to say to you guys that the future is uncertain. Uncertain because of a whole range of things that we simply do not control. Someone popped the champagne bottle behind me. I think you spit, it popped itself, oh my word. That must be a sign for me to wrap this up. Let me just conclude to say, I know the future is, you think about your personal life, your career, how old you are, what you have to do next in your life, perhaps maybe move to another country to do work and so on. Don't be alarmed that it unsettles you. It is perfectly part of the human condition. But I want you just to believe in the things that you already have. Your glass is half full. not half empty. You've accumulated a great deal of wisdom and knowledge in the few years that you've been at this university, either as a student or as a staff member. See that as something that you have to build on and walk this road with confidence and courage and pride to tackle the difficult issues that lie ahead. I don't think that you will go into this world without having to overcome difficult obstacles. But when you confront those moments, just know that you have already achieved a great deal in your life and you've developed the skills at this university to be able to make some of those difficult decisions in your personal and in your professional life as well. And draw on the values of our university. They are not just written there for symbolic or theoretical reasons. Diversity. Look at this diverse audience here. We live that diversity and we want it to grow further. Ubuntu, the fact that we are interconnected. All of us on this cosmos of 7 billion people on our planet are interlocked in our futures. The value of integrity. When you do something, do it because you're honorable, even if it's a difficult decision to take. You have to live your life with the responsibility, a sense of responsibility, that I take responsibility for my life, good or bad, whatever I do. And respect for the environment. Those are important cornerstone values that you can draw on to make sure that you navigate yourself throughout this world. So without much further ado, shall I once again just say happy birthday to NMMU, happy birthday to all of you, and may we have a great next 10 years that lies ahead. Thank you very much, colleagues. Thank you.